Hey everybody, Alex Davis here. We're going to do a quick Guntersville fishing report. It's the first week of April. The Elite Series will be here next week. I think the timing is about perfect for their tournament. It's kind of all spring. We've had kind of a messed up spring this year. It's been pretty cold. The water temperatures really haven't wanted to get up in there in the 60s. Finally, last week we've had 70 degrees all week. Last week we had a little kind of a cold snap last night. It got down to about 49 degrees. I don't really think that hurts much. Yesterday out on the water, went up shallow a few times. Everywhere you go, all you see is beds. Just beds, beds, beds. We saw a couple paired up. Most of them is just the males up there, getting everything ready, spawning next to stumps, any kind of a hard bottom area. It's probably one of the easiest and one of the best times on Guntersville is this time of year, because you can virtually just go out and fish at any shallow pocket, any shallow flat, and you're gonna have success. To me, one of my favorite ways to fish is throwing a Jackal flick shake. This is the 6.8 flick shake. There's a few different ways I can fish it. One of my favorite ways is to throw it wacky style. This is just it's a 1/0 wacky hook. I don't have a weed guard or anything. Sometimes you can use like the Jackal, the actual flick it head has a little bit of a weight. If you kind of have windy conditions and you want to throw the wacky style, put that little weight on it, that helps. Another way I throw it is just on a regular, throw a 5/0, just like a super line hook, a worm hook. Just rig it like normal, just rig it weedless. I use no sinker, just a really slow fall, a great way to catch them. You got to have you don't need any kind of a wind for that situation. If you do have wind, one thing you can do is just rig it the same way, but put like an 1/8 ounce weight, or even you can even go to a 1/16 ounce weight. Just get something where it's easier to cast, gets to the bottom, the wind doesn't, get your line up, you can actually still feel the bait. I throw this rig on a Corrado. It's the high gear 200 HG. I usually use 12-pound test. I think it's a pretty good compromise. You can cast far with it, but at the same time you're not kind of undergunned. This lake, I hate to be undergunned if you do catch a 7-pounder. There's nothing to wrap you up usually, but just still the fact of I kind of want to be in more control. I throw it on a 7.2 medium Shimano Zodius rod. Rod has the perfect amount of tip. You can sling the bait real well. Still has enough backbone to, very rarely do you ever miss one. I mean, if you miss one, it's probably because he just has the tail in it. Plenty of backbone, drives the hook home. This setup does the job. This is probably my favorite way to fish on Guntersville for the next 2 weeks. It's all about that 6.8 flick shake worm. So if you have a chance the next few weeks and you're coming to Guntersville, definitely try out the flick shake worm. I don't think you'll be disappointed.